Hola y buenos días. Yo soy el señor Maurice. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Today we'll be going over the calendar and reviewing some of the things that we've been doing so far in the unit. And then we'll discuss a holiday that comes here in the United States around November. And it's a holiday in which we give thanks. Okay, that's a hint for you. Pero primero vamos a cantar nuestra canción de saludos. Canten conmigo. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. Muy bien cantado. Ahora vamos a empezar con el calendario. Muy bien. Les tengo una pregunta. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Repitan todos. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Now, when I ask you this question, you're going to use a calendar to find the date. And when you found it, you'll answer in this form. You'll say, hoy es, you'll say the day, and then you'll say the number, de, and then you'll say the month. For example, if today were a Thursday, and it were the 27th of November, I would answer like this. I'd say, hoy es jueves 27 de noviembre. Okay. Well, tell you what, here's another question that's very useful. You'll probably hear this one. ¿Cuáles son los meses del año? Los meses del año. Like November, noviembre, diciembre, like that. Okay. Well, most of the months are cognates, so that makes them pretty easy. But I tell you what, let's go ahead and look at those now. The first month, now this one's a little bit different, and this is about the only one of the year that's different. This is enero. Repitan todos. Febrero. Marzo. Abril. Mayo. And you see you've got the flowers starting to come out there. Junio. Ooh, it's starting to get pretty warm. Julio. Okay, here we have our country's independence. Agosto. And it's so hot you might need a fan. Septiembre. Repitan. Octubre. Noviembre. Diciembre. Esos son los meses del año. And as you could probably guess, I have a song to help remember the months. It goes like this. Enero, febrero, marzo y abril, mayo y junio y julio también, agosto, septiembre, octubre ya llegó, noviembre, diciembre, el año ya acabó. That's it. Okay. Now, those words can be found in the students' notebooks and in the teacher's guides. So you guys can find that song and sing it to help you go over the months of the year. Now, does anyone remember what we have been talking about in this unit so far? Do you guys remember? Okay, we've talked about a couple of things. Now, one of the first things, and one of the things we've really been looking a lot at, is the cardinal directions. So let's go ahead and look at the puntos cardinales right now. Here are the puntos cardinales. Now, this one up here at the top, does anybody know what that is? You tell me by the time I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Norte. Repitan todos. Okay, how about this one, going off in this direction? Raise your hand and tell your teachers. 1, 2, 3. Este. Muy bien. This one. Everybody tell your teachers. 1, 2, 3. Sur. Sur. And out in this direction, what do we have? 1, 2, 3. Oeste. Oeste. And we've also looked at los puntos intermedios, and those are the ones in between, right? They're in between los puntos cardinales. For example, this one, entre norte y este. You should know these pretty well by now. 1, 2, 3. Noreste. Repitan todos. How about entre sur y este? Raise your hand, tell your teachers. 1, 2, 3. Sureste. Sureste. How about entre sur y oeste? 1, 2, 3. Suroeste. Very good. We have one more now. Raise your hands. Entre norte y oeste. 1, 2, 3. Noroeste. All right. Now, obviously, as you travel across this great country of ours, you'll see a great variety of land, as the song says, from the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, white with foam, right? Well, I tell you what, let's look at some of the landforms that you might see as you travel across this country, and let's look at what they're called in Spanish. Now, some of them are cognates, so that should make it a little easier. The first one that you'll see, get out your notebooks because you'll want to jot these down. These are like the Rockies. We talked about sierras. Okay, these are las montañas. Las montañas. And get these into your notebooks now. The next one that you might see is, this one, yeah. You might go boating or swimming or fishing out in a big body of water like this. It's called el lago. Repitan todos. El lago. Okay, get this into your notebook. And what is this called in English? A lake. That's right. Or you might go fishing in a place like this where the water's running along and moving. This is called el río. Repitan todos. And you get to roll that first R. Río. And this is what in English? A river. Okay, make sure you're getting these down in your notebooks. This is a great place to go to relax. Okay, es la playa. Repitan todos. And la playa, let's see, we got sand and water. Yeah, a lot of sunshine. What would this be called in English? A beach. Very good. Another place you might see when you're out traveling around is a place like this, a body of land out in the middle of some water. En español es la isla. Repitan todos. Okay, get this into your notebooks now. La isla, and this looks kind of like the word in English, I-S-L-A-N-D, an island. La isla. If you're traveling through this part of the country, down here in Arizona, you might see this. Look at that sun baking everything. You got cactus and lizards and roadrunners. That's el desierto. El desierto. And that's kind of a cognate, isn't it? Desierto. What would you call this in English? That's right, a desert. And you might see some of this. If you come up here to northern Arizona, this is what we have. A lot of these pine trees. Este es el bosque. Repitan todos. El bosque. And what would you call this in English? A forest. Okay. Make sure that you're getting all of those down into your notebooks. Now, we'll be discussing these features again in the unit and going over them again in other units. But for right now, I'd like you to review with this video. Pongan atención y repitan todos.
Características geográficas. Aquí hay algunas características geográficas. Montañas, lagos, ríos, playas, islas, desiertos.
Muy bien. Now we're going to go over those again. Hopefully you've got those in your notebooks so that we can use those to refer to. Now, every year here in the United States we celebrate a holiday called El Día de Acción de Gracias. El Día de Acción de Gracias. Now, what does gracias mean? What does gracias mean? If somebody does something nice, you say, gracias. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Acción de gracias is the action of thanking. So this is the day of the action of thanking, or what we call Thanksgiving. Okay. Now, who knows something about what happened during Thanksgiving? Can you guys raise your hand and tell your teacher something that you know about Thanksgiving? Okay. They say that some people arrived here in the United States and they were helped to survive by sharing a meal, and they all gave thanks for what they have. And now if you're from El Paso and around Texas, you might have heard that the first Thanksgiving happened in El Paso, and it just might have. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'd like right now to show you some of the things that might come to mind when you think about Thanksgiving. Now, get out your notebooks so that you can write these down, because we're going to need to refer to these again, okay? So get out your notebooks and let's look at these words from El Día de la Acción de Gracias. The first thing that we're going to look at are these people here. These people here, they've got their hats on. Yeah, they're all dressed in black and white. They had a pretty simple life. In English, they're called pilgrims. Y en español son peregrinos. Peregrinos. Now get this written down into your notebooks, okay? Okay, peregrinos. Now, the peregrinos were there, but so were these people. So were these people. And they brought most of the food, didn't they? Yeah. They're called indígenas. And you see that has an accent there. That means we stress this syllable. Indígenas. Go ahead and get this written down in your notebook. And you might want to take some time to look up some of the history of this holiday and find out what happened. Another thing that you might want to talk about is how the peregrinos got here. They came in barcos. Barcos. That's right. What are these? They're boats or ships. That's right. Barcos. Go ahead and get that written down. And what did they eat? They ate a banquet, or in español, banquete. Banquete. Get this jotted down into your notebooks and look at all of the things that they ate. Some squash, bread, oh this, oh some ham, fruits. Yeah, they had a pretty big banquet there, didn't they? One of the things that they ate was this. It's called a, what is this in English? Gobble, gobble, gobble. A turkey. En español es un pavo. Repitan todos, pavo. And get that written down in your notebooks. Another thing that they ate was this. This root. Oh, yeah. It sure is good. It's sweet potato in English. En español es camote. Repitan todos. Camote. Camote. Get that all copied down into your notebooks. And I hope you copied that down into your notebooks, because ahora vamos a ver la hoja de actividades llamada El Día de acción de gracias. Okay. Here we are. Go ahead and put your name up the top. Try saying the letters to your name as you write them down. R, O, B, E, R, T, O, Roberto. Now, the directions say, unscramble the Thanksgiving vocabulary words and then draw a line from the word to the picture it represents. Vopa. Vopa. I hope you have these written down in your notebooks. If you do, that should make this pretty easy because this is P, A, V, O, pavo. Okay. And now I'm going to draw a line from pavo down here to my picture of a pavo. Okay. So, unscramble the words and then draw a line from the word to the picture that it represents. Yeah. Y tenemos otra hoja de actividades. And we have another one here. And this one is called crucigrama. Crucigrama, or crossword puzzle. Go ahead and write your names. Now this one, it says use the picture clues to fill in the crossword puzzle. Here are the picture clues, and down at the bottom we have the key. Okay. Well, I'm going to get you started, okay? One down. Can you see what picture this is? Do you remember what that's called? It's called el bosque. Bosque. So I'm going to write that down over here on one down. B-O-S-Q-U-E. Bosque. So you can continue now to look at the different pictures. Hopefully you got these written down in your notebooks so that you'll be able to finish that activity sheet and review those things. Pero saben que ya es hora de despedirnos. For our canción de despedida hoy, vamos a cantar La Bamba. Okay? This song is kind of a wedding song. So they sing it at weddings and things. And it's got a lot of verses, but we're only going to sing one of them, okay? Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia, una poca de gracia pa' ti, pa' mí, ahí arriba y arriba, ahí arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, 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 bamba. You guys are doing a great job. We're going to continue next lesson. Until we see each other, adiós y hasta luego.